Leviathan. Its name alone represents the mystery and fear towards the ocean, infamous for lurking in the depths of the ocean, unseen and unimaginable. But what if Leviathan wasn't just a myth or a metaphor, but something real? What if this biblical sea monster once existed, or even still roams the darkest corners of the world's oceans to this day, but is far beyond human reach and comprehension? Well, luckily for you, today we are diving deep into the secrets and revealing the answers of the Leviathan. No pun intended. In ancient texts, Leviathan isn't just a massive creature. It's a symbol of chaos, a reminder of forces far beyond human control. From the moment Leviathan is introduced in the Bible, it is portrayed as something much more than just a sea serpent. It embodies the raw, untamed power of nature. Descriptions in the book of Job depict Leviathan as an immensely powerful being, armored in scales so tough that even iron weapons cannot pierce them. Its fiery breath and boiling wake create an image of a creature that commands fear and awe in equal measure. The first thing to understand about Leviathan is that it comes from a time when the sea represented the ultimate unknown. In the ancient world, the ocean was a terrifying, mysterious legend, its depths unexplored and filled with unimaginable dangers, similarly to how we see space to this day. But that's a conversation for another day. For early civilizations, the ocean's vastness symbolized chaos, and Leviathan became the perfect embodiment to represent this. It was a creature that symbolized not only the unpredictable and destructive nature of the sea, but the limits of human knowledge and power over the natural world. Leviathan is more than just a sea monster. It is a recurring symbol in ancient Judeo-Christian texts and can be found in multiple references throughout the Bible. In Psalm 74:14, we read that God crushed the heads of Leviathan, a passage that ties Leviathan to the theme of divine order overcoming chaos. Isaiah 27:1 speaks of the day when God will punish Leviathan, the fleeing serpent. Leviathan, that twisted serpent, and he will slay the dragon that is in the sea. The imagery here goes beyond a simple creature. It reflects the battle between good and evil, order and disorder that plays out across so many ancient stories. What makes Leviathan particularly fascinating, though, is that it's not alone. In ancient Jewish mythology, Leviathan is just one part of a trinity of gargantuan creatures that include Behemoth, a land-dwelling beast, and Ziz, a colossal bird ruling the skies. Together, these three creatures symbolize the full scope of nature's dominion. Leviathan commands the seas, Behemoth rules the land, and Ziz dominates the air. Each represents the untamable, wild forces that humanity can neither fully understand nor control. Yet of these three, Leviathan stands out the most, perhaps because the sea has always been a source of mystery and fear for human beings. While Behemoth and Ziz have their roles in the lore, Leviathan embodies the deep, dark, unfathomable nature of the ocean, where the unknown still thrives. Imagine Leviathan as the ruler of the uncharted depths, places that even today, with all of our technological advancements, remain beyond our reach. Could it be that the ancients, who so feared the sea, were drawing on real encounters with massive sea creatures when they created the myth of Leviathan? In fact, many scholars have speculated that Leviathan could be based on encounters with real animals, albeit greatly exaggerated over time. Some argue that the creature might have been inspired by sightings of giant crocodiles or whales. Others have even suggested the possibility of now extinct sea creatures, like the prehistoric mosasaur, which roamed the seas millions of years ago and could easily have been interpreted as a monstrous Leviathan by ancient peoples. These creatures were enormous, with fearsome jaws, and could have easily inspired tales of a sea monster lurking just below the surface. But Leviathan's depiction as more than just a physical being makes it different from any ordinary animal. Its size and power are mythological, and its ability to churn the seas and emit fiery breath points to something supernatural. In fact, many scholars believe Leviathan was a symbol of chaos itself, a force of disorder that God needed to subdue in order to create the ordered world. This idea is mirrored in other ancient cultures where sea monsters often represent chaos. In Mesopotamian mythology, for example, the god Marduk battles Tiamat, a primordial sea goddess depicted as a dragon or serpent in order to bring order to the world. In Egyptian mythology, Ra fights Apophis, a serpent of chaos that tries to consume the sun each night, threatening the balance of the universe. Similar patterns emerge in Greek, Norse, and other mythologies. Zeus's battle with Typhon, a monstrous serpentine creature, or Thor's final confrontation with Jormungandr, the world serpent, reflects the same cosmic struggle between order and chaos. These stories span continents and cultures, demonstrating how humanity has always viewed the ocean and the creatures that might dwell within it as mysterious, threatening forces that must be tamed or vanquished by gods or heroes. Leviathan's role in Jewish eschatology adds another layer of intrigue to its story. In the Talmud, it is foretold that at the end of time, Leviathan will engage in a final battle with Behemoth, the great beast of the land. This battle symbolizes the end of the current world and the beginning of a new era. The image of two colossal creatures, one ruling the land and the other the sea, locked in combat is awe-inspiring and represents the ultimate clash between nature's most powerful forces. And in some traditions, after the battle, Leviathan's flesh will be served as a feast for the righteous. This mythological banquet reflects the ancient belief that the final victory over chaos will result in a new, peaceful order. In Christian theology, Leviathan takes on an even more sinister role. Many interpretations link Leviathan to Satan, seeing the creature as a representation of evil itself. The book of Isaiah refers to Leviathan as both a serpent and a dragon, terms that are often used to describe Satan. The idea here is that Leviathan is not just a sea creature, but a personification of pride, defiance, and rebellion against God. In this sense, Leviathan becomes a symbol of the devil's power and influence over the earth. This connection is reinforced in the book of Revelation, where a beast rises from the sea, echoing the imagery of Leviathan and representing the forces of evil that will ultimately be destroyed at the end of time. Now, it's interesting to consider how Leviathan's story might connect to the broader tradition of sea monsters in global mythology. The fear of the unknown, of what lies beneath the surface of the ocean, is a nearly universal theme in human storytelling. Even today, with all our scientific knowledge and advanced technology, we have still supposedly only explored 5% of the ocean. We've explored only a fraction of the ocean's depths, and with each new discovery, we encounter creatures that seem almost alien in their appearance and behavior. The idea of something as massive and powerful as Leviathan lurking in the uncharted waters of the deep is still a compelling one, even in modern times. Could there be some truth to these ancient tales? Consider the existence of creatures like the giant squid, which was once thought to be a myth, only confirmed in recent years. There are still species in the ocean that defy explanation, and who's to say that something like Leviathan, or at least a creature that inspired such legends, couldn't still be out there? The ocean's depths remain one of the least understood parts of our planet, and Leviathan, whether real or metaphorical, symbolizes all the unknowns that still lurk there. Leviathan also raises questions about how humans relate to the natural world. In ancient times, Leviathan represented everything that was wild and uncontrollable about nature. It was a reminder of humanity's vulnerability in the face of nature's power. Today, even with all our technological advances, we remain at the mercy of natural forces that we cannot fully control and don't dare to mess around with. If you look around at the disasters that are happening in our world today, it makes you realize how unforgiving and ruthless nature can be. Leviathan continues to remind us that no matter how much we may believe we've tamed the world, there are still forces out there that we are incapable of fathoming its true power. What if Leviathan were real today? Could we even fathom what it would mean to confront such a creature? Leviathan's size alone would dwarf anything in the ocean today. It would rule the seas, a being of such immense power that our modern vessels and technologies would seem insignificant in its presence. But more than that, Leviathan represents the idea that the world is still full of mysteries, that there are still creatures and forces that we have yet to discover and understand. In a world where science has explained so much, the idea of Leviathan serves as a reminder that there is still room for wonder, for the unknown, and for the possibility of encountering something truly awe-inspiring. So after all of this, what do you think would happen to our world if Leviathan decided it wanted to reveal itself? Do you think God would defeat it? Or would humanity's fate already be decided? Leave your thoughts on all of this in the comments, and let's discuss further. If you made it this far, I would like to assume that you found the video interesting in one way or another. If you did, be sure to leave a like. Remember to subscribe and turn on the notification bell to stay up to date with our videos. That's all from me, and I hope to see you again soon. Goodbye.